Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, August 3, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Just to let everybody know, the iRevive cream will not be purchasable until Tuesday of this week. Actually, the day after Mr. C's call, Monday. And if you have any questions, you can contact my assistant, lifelight369 at protonmail.com. A lot of people want to know, inquire about Samadhi and Samadhi. What is that? As Alan Watts stated, we are not separate from the universe. We are the universe experiencing itself. Now, the Samadhi state, it's a state of consciousness. It's like perpetually arriving at this peak where every step of the journey, up, you feel closer to God, getting closer and nearer to the point of knowing you have arrived home. What is home? The God, discovering the God that you are. You forget about whatever journey you thought you were on. It means nothing now that you are arriving at the peak. You made it. Now you are fully in the now, 100% present to celebrating this highest crescendo. And this Samadhi peak pushes us higher as well as deeper into dissolving our ego-based selves. Our mind is tired. Oh, so very tired. It's been on such a very long and arduous journey towards freedom, success, and happiness. It desperately wants to relax and give up. Yet, it's been climbing every day for years, for lifetimes, continuously up this giant heap of mountainous lessons, perpetually consumed by life's never-ending challenges, forever determined to make it to the end and never, ever give up. As long as the heart is beating, it continues to struggle and think about making it to the top, striving to achieve freedom, and everything inside us wants to arrive, yet cannot surrender to arriving. It believes that surrender is all about failing and not freedom. Samadhi is different from striving to discover God. It feels like you are arriving at the feet of God, at this reverent pinnacle of freedom again and again and again, forever. You feel like you're bathing in the greatest celebration of life and are in total awe of it. You see every simple experience in your life as profound, predestined, and carries with it a very profound piece of information, purpose, and meaning. You perceive the great tapestry of life, and how it is intrinsically woven with a divine intelligence that penetrates through the past and into our future. You know all the paths are unfolding perfectly, each one uncovering its highest truth. As you're floating above them all, feeling so much lofty support from archangel powers lifting you higher on this spiritual journey toward absolute freedom, you feel amazing that these angelic guides are everywhere. I'll give you an example. Okay? When you walk into a room, it is so packed with angelic energies, there's no room. See what I mean? Every one of us. When you enter a room, it is so packed with angelic energies that there is no room. Now, the biggest truths, most of us will discover this if we haven't already, in this life, is the one that opens our hearts to the most. And this is the one that sets us all free. Freedom is the highest truth, and Samadhi is freedom. This level of freedom often comes with the deepest form of surrender. Relinquishing all attachments to the ego and identifications with the mind. Free from the mind's perpetual, never-ending list of needs, wants, and desires. Samadhi is the release of all the older programs and constructs about who you think you are. There is no you anymore. There is only God. You are just a construct of your imagination, a product of your own mind. Oh, if you could only relive the Samadhi moment, right, of your past, get it all on video, then you might think that you would stop telling everyone what the highest purpose of their life is. You maybe had let go of writing anything ever again and just bask in the self, such as Ramana Maharishi. Where you just be. That's why we're called beings. The mind loves inventing these ideas about who you are, which often pull towards who you think you should be and who you were told that you are not. And these attachments are like those sticky Post-it notes, right? Labels that you may have superglued to yourself. And the more you feel attached to them and often read these labels, the more energetic, gooey stuckness you can smell that shows up in your spiritual progress. Now, there's a lot of people that kind of look at spiritually awakening, right, as a joke. It isn't. It's the opposite. It's the only thing that you will ever experience in your life that was beyond amazing. and that is beyond amazing. You'll know when you feel like you are so connected to God that you know you're invincible. It's that kind of journey. You will know you are an infinite, eternal being who can never die. Every moment is an awakening to that. If awareness is like a cozy campfire in a warm cave, Samadhi awareness is like becoming the sun. You become this massive, glorious bonfire that instantly burns away all the labels that you have ever glued to yourself. We all do have awakening moments. Maybe we don't identify them with awakening moments, but we all have them. Anything you may review in your life so far, you'll zero in on those awakening moments. A discovery that many of us will make if we haven't already is the comprehension that ultimately there is only one self. Everyone you see out there is you, yet in a very, very, very deep disguise. You are this multidimensional reflection in the great cosmic mirror. Every moment is a facet of you too. And all of this exits only because of your perception in the mirror of you. A bit deep, abstract, kind of quantum physicsy, I guess you could say. Realizing this truth for any of us will be liberating you over and over and over again forever while you're in that body. It reveals the deepest understanding of reality. And you know it solves every problem because what is creating your reality is you. The truth is a spiritually awakening in itself. And it's not some type of one-stop pop and you're done shop, yet a continual process of realization, integration, and divine appreciation. As we awaken, we come to understand that all beings are reflections of our own consciousness. Pema Chodron. We are all on this great, magnificent, spiritual journey. It also involves honoring our adversaries and teachers as they play pivotal roles in our awakening. Every being who you encounter serves as a teacher, reflecting different aspects of yourself that are still karmically ready to be liberated from your field. For example, someone in your life who is overly critical and controlling might reflect your tendencies towards judgment and resistance, encouraging you to practice more acceptance, compassion, and patience. Every encounter that any of us make is a teaching. Now, we don't look at it that way. It just kind of, people come and go. We don't look at and say, what did I learn from that? Now, to some, it might feel really strange to do that. Well, because we aren't acclimated to doing that. So we just blows by. Every now and then some of us may, go, wait a minute, what was this about? You ever done that? You ever interacted with somebody and then they leave, they're gone, and some of the things they said kind of spark you, And then you say to yourself, what was that about? Something they said to me. And this happens all the time. When you're out and about and interacting, it happens all the time. You remember that every one of us are teachers. And we're all students. So we're either teaching or learning, or both. All the time. You could look at us all-encompassing, right? And that we are all these googleplexes of existences experiencing, all coming from one, all showing constantly reflections and different aspects of one. You're the one. We're all the one. We always have been. And as we discover, by our own choosing, this journey that we're on, this spiritual evolutionary accelerated jump that we're all approaching. And when I say all, remember, we're not in a race. A lot of people seem to think that we're in a race and got to get there. I got to beat them. I got to get there before they do. That's not it. You'll know as this time in our evolution spiritually is quickly approaching. And we begin to understand, comprehend that we're discovering many things, but the one thing that is magnetizing us to it, deep within us, is the God, is the pure consciousness. Isn't it ironic that just about everything we've been taught, right, for thousands of lifetimes, has been what? Everything is outside of you. Happiness is out there. You'll find it. I hope you find happiness for yourself. Right? The truth is out there. It's always out there. The God is above you up there. Outside of you, up there. You ever notice that? When in doubt, look up. How many times have you heard that in this lifetime? And praying is a form of meditation. Who are you praying to? Well, I'm praying to the God up there. In actuality, we all pray to the God within us. Isn't that wild? There isn't anything outside of us. That's our playground. That's what we manifest. That's what we create. We take energy, which is everywhere, and we move it into form. and we bring it into our reality, and we experience it. It's as simple as that. Now, I've had people say, well, why in the heck do I keep manifesting all this crap? Right? And I say, because you're focused on what you don't want. Why am I focused on what I don't want? Because it's easier. Isn't that wild? It's easier for us to focus on what we don't want. It's much more challenging for us to focus on what we want. Now, you would think or believe that, geez, it would seem to me that it would be the opposite of that, where what you focus on that you want is front and center and it's easy for you. Why is that for most of us? It's because we don't know it, but the ego mind is our master. And it gravitates towards the negative. And what that means is it's not initially that you're being negative about something, right? Or low frequency about something. It means that your doubt comes in. When you desire or want to manifest something, right? And it's good in the initial delivery. You feel good about it. And then this ego mind creeps in. And then you start saying, I really wonder if that's going to happen. You ever done that? In the beginning, it was perfect, it seemed to you. And what you put out there, what you wanted, and you felt like, hey, this is a done deal, this will happen. And then doubt comes in. Doesn't have to be big. Need subtle, need a teeny doubt. And it blocks it. Because that little teeny doubt gets bigger. It's the only reason why so many of us don't experience what we want. Well then, okay, so you focus on what you don't want. How come that always happens? Because you have no doubt. Isn't that wild? You have no doubt that something that you don't want, and you get it. That's the only reason, because you don't doubt it. Most of us doubt what we want. Sooner or later, we doubt it, and that stops it, dead in its tracks. And then you go, how come, they seem to want something similar and they got it. How come I didn't get it? Because you doubted it. See, you can fake yourself out all the time. I'm not doubting anything. 100% doubt-free. 100% confident, trusting, and 100% faith in myself and this universe. After all, this universe is my best friend. And then it doesn't happen. Because you doubted it. At the same time, you're projecting it, sending it. There's a part that's doubting it. Really wild. And we don't know that. It's a feeling, though. You can kind of feel that. You really can. It's not that something you put your finger on and you go, why is that uneasiness? What is that about? What's that uneasiness about? Have you ever done that with yourself where you say, maybe I should get that, right? And then you say, no, I don't think so. And you go, maybe I should get that. It's like a tug of war going on. Nah, maybe not. And then you have excuses and start rationalizing on why you shouldn't get it. You have a whole scenario with yourself. And then it kind of, you blow it off and you move forward. Then later on it surfaces again. Maybe I should get that. You ever done that? Then there's other people that look at it and go, I'm getting that. There's a big difference there. After all, aren't we here to enjoy this life rather than fight it and struggle and not know who and what we are through the whole entire life? Waking up requires the deepest letting go of every idea you believed yourself to be. We have spiritual ego, and the spiritual ego continues to seek arriving at the highest mountain peak on and in this planet. Yearning for higher and more enlightened experiences of life. Yet, when any of us feel the great awakening power of knowing these are all reflections in our life's mirror, you realize that your enlightenment is not about fixing yourself or getting anywhere better. It's surrendering into a state of pure being, fully being surrendered in the here and now. Sooner or later, we will all come to realize that all experiences in this life are transient, and the enlightened state is this perpetual surrender to this present moment. Our egos practice embracing everything that shows up in the here and now without attachment or avoidance. And this truly does deepen your practice of surrender. Surrender is all the time, remember. It's not, and you're done. Surrender is perpetual. So you begin to intensely watch your ego, right? How your ego needs to know that the real cause is behind every triggered emotion. It still thinks there is something broken to fix, and forgets to bathe in the effulgent fire and ever-glowing light of God that exploding in this very now moment. What gets in the way for us? What gets in the way? The only thing that gets in the way of being fully present in this moment is a thought. Now, not every thought we think is a deep, investigative self-inquiry situation, unless, of course, it triggers something spiritually alive deeper within. The deeper we are unconsciously attached to our karmic drama, the bigger the trigger will feel. And sometimes the mind thinks we need to understand the roots of our pains so that later in this life we can avoid them again. Yet, This attachment to avoiding suffering causes even more distance from the expansive oneness with this universe and its divine essence. In Samadhi, awareness acts as a powerful tool, cutting through illusions like a laser. The tendency of the mind is to cling to positive experiences while resisting negative ones, which creates a relentless push and pull in our minds. There's the tug of war. We're all in this tug of war. So for years, you can use, I have used myself for years, different mantras along the way, and I continue to do so. In fact, I've created my own based upon where I feel that I am at in this spiritual journey. You'd be amazed what you come up with, because many gurus have created their own. Many prophets, sages, through their existence. So when you come, we will come to a comprehension where we're always releasing. We're always releasing attachment in every thought the mind thinks. Always releasing attachment. So a thought comes in, right? And like I've said, you're either going to embrace it, and it's going to be your thought, or you're not. And the only reason you won't is because you're aware that it isn't your thought. Our thoughts are sent out to the universe. They're not. We don't get thoughts sent to us. Those are thoughts that are other people's thoughts. It's very confusing for people because it feels like that is your thought. Right? And it seems to be connected to you. It rides in on something that comes out of the clear blue. Oh, there's that's a thought. And you find yourself immersing yourself in the thought, and you bring it in your reality. You imagine throughout the ages on this planet, and all these thoughts, all these emotions throughout the ages. I mean, you got to go into the trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. Where are they? They're here. Huh. What do you think the mind chatter is that we all have? There's all these thoughts. Why do you think we're hammered 60,000 thoughts every day? Over and over and over again. Your thoughts come from your awareness of who and what you are, and a clarity and total comprehension and commitment to what you want. You discover that your faith, trust, and confidence in yourself is across the board 100%. This is where we're moving through heart-mindedness. And the universe, obviously, it's 100% trust, faith, and confidence. Many people look at when they hear that's shared with them that they are the universe. Some people are beginning to go, I kind of understand that. You're the universe, universe is you. Huh. So doesn't it make sense it's your best friend you'll ever have? Bestest friend you'll ever have. It will give you the shirt off its back at the drop of a hat. It's always there, never abandons you, loves you deeply and supremely. What more could you ask for? And also wants everything you want and more for you. Now, there's a lot of ancient writing, there's a lot of ancient mantras throughout the years and centuries. But you'll get to a point where you create your own. It's going to be bigger than you thought. It's going to happen quicker than you imagined. And it's going to be more rewarding than you could ever dreamed of. By fully devoting ourselves to realizing that the quote, I am not this thought, I am not that thought. The mind eventually discovers who and what you are. And you realize the source of what it actually is. And what is it actually? Pure, untainted consciousness. Yet, you may also find that it's vital not to laser through every experience of this life. Pure awareness is powerful. Yet, when you embrace the path of compassion, kindness, patience, and gentleness, every triggering thought seems to instantly dissolve or just fade away and is absorbed by the warm, welcoming light. Ever done that? When we embrace the path of compassion, kindness, patience, gentleness, you then discover every triggering thought seems to instantly dissolve or just fade away and is absorbed by the warm, welcoming light. Now, after a certain period of time, with you spending more and more time in introspection and self-inquiry, your ego will reach a state of full surrender. This state realizes that nothing in the mind can point towards or understand the highest truth. The individual mind is too small of a container, as we know, to hold all the mysteries of this universe. So, we do need both ego and awareness to become self-realized and to know that true freedom lies in finding the middle path through the forest, centered in the heart, with a quiet, calm mind. You also may discover the integration of the masculine and feminine ego, rather than its total dissolution, is key to a grounded long-term spiritual awakening. Achieving this state requires significant practice and awareness. We must choose to always be aware of the play of dark and light, and to realize we are meeting between the two. We are the meeting between the two. However, the surrender I'm pointing at is about letting go of everything the mind dreams, deems is essential for happiness. What it believes enlightenment, freedom, or joy will come from, and yet, in the essence, always flows with stillness, like a hollow bamboo flute, where energy flows musically and effortlessly through it. You may find that you enjoy being that perfectly hollow flute, guided by divine play, letting go of all attachments to how the music comes through you. You practice beingness in this state. Your innermost thoughts and beliefs are vital. Here, you easily avoid self-judgment by recognizing your attachments and remembering that one truth, which will always set you free. There's only one self. This path is long and filled with distractions, yet every step is part of a grand, liberating journey. Join you in a meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, focused on your breath rising and falling. There are no accidents or coincidences in this world. Nothing is by chance. It is all a reflection, indication, expression, and manifestation of your body-mind's vibration. Your vibration is determined by the thoughts and feelings you choose to experience, which are also being sent out into this universe. Your body-mind is like a massive, huge frequency tower that emits a personal signature energy which is constantly being received by this universe. Positive feelings and thoughts create easy, healing, and satisfying experiences, while negative thoughts and feelings attract situations that leave us with a dark, lonely, and impoverished experience. For today, hold your attention on the most powerful vibration there is, love. Start by tuning your tower so it's working at 100% by practicing self-love. Love yourself, no matter what happens today. This commitment releases all negative possible accidents from entering your vibrational field. You'll win every battle with pain, poverty, and failure. Imagine what it will be like to be self-loving and self-accepting for the next 24 hours. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we'll return here Sunday, August 4, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on outside of you or inside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.